Welcome back to Ballaholics, the show for those who simply can't get enough about basketball. What's going on?
Hey Sam,
Sauce has diarrhea?
yeah, listen, Sauce said he couldn't come.
Sauce has Sauce diarrhea, okay. Sauce said he couldn't make it today, so we actually have Andrew filling in, the production manager.
What's up, people?
Hey, what a terrific production manager I have to come up with me today.
Listen, what a great way to my intro into the Ballaholics series. I have been here silently, or not so silently, for every episode, and I will be here for the rest of the semester, and don't get me wrong, I am sending us out with a bang.
Silent but deadly.
That's true, but hey, same about banter. This is about the sports. So let's talk about what's really going on in the sports world today, and I think for a Ballaholics first, Sam, what do you think about this Masters turnaround?
I'm so glad you brought this up because look, we don't talk about golf and Ballaholics typically, but it's making its debut today, and look, why? It's because of the man himself, the legend, Tiger Woods.
Man, I know, Tiger Woods, you gotta accept that the man is a legend. I mean, you don't get on the cover of every golf video game without probable cause. You know what I mean, Sam?
That's facts.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, while Sam talks about the Masters, I gotta man all the technology because who's gonna do it without me here? Don't you worry, Ballaholics fans. I will be back soon for your entertainment. For now, Sam, my friend, take it away.
You'll be
We'll get some.
You're gonna be missed.
We'll be dismissed. Listen,
You turn me up.
I have some more questions for you later on.
You turn me up. You turn me up. You turn me up. I'm upset.
Stay on your toes. I got some more questions for you later on in the show.
All right, I got you. I'll stay in tune. But look, let's get to Tiger Woods right now because look, this is his 15th major. He is second only to one more person who has I forgot his name for some reason. I'm blanking out. But look, let's get to Tiger Woods right now. Look, this 15th title, major. Look, people were saying, look, why it's his 15th one, so what makes this one so big? And look, the beauty about sports is always the storylines, the headlines that you don't see necessarily on the golf course or on the court or on the football field. It's the things that happen off the field or off the court. And when I look at Tiger Woods, I really think of this, I like to divide this into a tale. I think of the tale of the two tigers. He made a transformation. There's the old Tiger and the new Tiger. For the old Tiger, obviously a dominant force on the golf field. Constantly, tearing opponents apart. Being a man among boys. Being, being the top tier, and other players are like the 5th, 6th tier because they're not even close to Tiger Woods. But obviously Tiger's went through a lot recently. We look at all the physical, injuries that he's went through, all the hardships, mentally, emotionally. Look. Now, the Tiger we see now is very humble. He shows a lot of humility because he knows after undergoing those physical, injuries that he's had, after undergoing those emotional, again, the emotional stress he's had. Look here, in 2006, he lost his father, to a battle of cancer, and that's terrible. It's so upsetting and devastating because. When Tiger was little, his father, was hugely influential in him, becoming a great golfer, and he wouldn't be this, icon without his father. We keep looking, and in 2009, he got into a car crash, which really ignited his injuries. He's had 8 back injuries, to this very day. And it's crazy to think that, when the old Tiger, he won 14 out of 15 majors within an 11-year span, from 1997 all the way to 2008. And it's crazy because it would take him 11 years again to only win one more major. So it's crazy to think that, he won 15 majors from 1997 to 2008, which is 11 years. And 11 years later, he only wins one more major. But this is huge because, look, a couple years ago, he was out of the top 1,000. They ranked him 1,200, and here he is being number 1. How do you rank Tiger out of the top 1,000 ever? You have to really think about this and just know that what he's went through has been so bad that that's what it really had to come down to. Obviously, 2009 he had a lot of sexual allegations against him because cheating on his wife. Look, I'm not trying to justify him doing that, but he's had he lost a ton of sponsorship deals, and in 2010 he actually took a leave of absence from golf. He had to go to a lot of therapy sessions because he was so just think about it from Tiger's point of view. You're a prodigy. You're a young up and coming player, and you're known as being you can possibly be one of the greatest golfers of all time. And then you get all these allegations. You get a DUI too. Not to mention, your father dies. Your wife breaks up with you because you had cheating allegations, and you begin to think, how much people you actually disappointed. You think about those fans. You think about those kids who looked up to you, who played with you. As Andrew said, on those golf, those golf video games, they looked up to you and you were beloved by them. And just to know that you let them down, to know that you let your children down, it's a terrible feeling. And look, I'm applauding, because the beauty of Tiger is his character change. Because he went from that, maybe he's a little immature when he was in his 20s, and now he's very humble and a mature man. And to come back to golf after all those back injuries and everything that's happened to him, and to win, another major is huge. And winning that Master in Augusta, it was a sight to see. Winning his 5th, green jacket. I'm just so happy for him, honestly. And sorry, I remember it was Jack Nicklaus, obviously, has 18. Tiger has 15. So now people are talking about, look, can you catch Jack Nicklaus and possibly, have the most majors in golf history? Now look, I don't think it's a matter of being, Tiger Woods, in my book, he's the best golfer of all time. I don't want to hear otherwise. Jack Nicklaus, good for you. Tiger Woods, good luck coming back from 8 back injuries. Good luck coming back from all those emotional distresses that you've had. Good luck coming back from a DUI. Good luck. Good luck with all of that, because that's what Tiger did. This is one of the biggest comebacks in sports history. I repeat, the biggest comeback in sports history. When you're the number 1 guy, and then you go to being, ranked 1,200, and then coming back to being that number 1 guy, that's a huge feeling. My favorite part of watching this tournament was the very end of it, where he goes and he sees his family, he sees his kid, and he gives his kid a huge hug. And you just see all the joy of winning and coming back, because it symbolizes so much more than just winning a major. It's not just any ordinary major. I know it's his 15th and he has a lot of them, but this one meant the world to him. This one meant so much to him, because just coming back from all that, coming back from all the adversity, facing the adversity, never giving up on yourself, always having that faith and giving your kid that hug, and just really it was so beautiful. It was such an iconic moment. It was also interesting because when he won his first major in general, 1997, his father gave him a hug. So it was sort of symbolic, his father gave him a hug the first game in 1997, and now here we are in 2019 giving his child a hug. Just a beautiful sight. Once again, also, he was the underdog for this one. That's the new Tiger. Because, the old Tiger, he would always win, without a doubt, But now, you have people like Dustin Johnson. You have people like Brooke Koepka, who are, the favorites. You have a lot of top-tier players. And for Tiger to really come up on top, not to mention, he didn't take the lead until the really last day of, the Masters. So, seeing him come up on top, it meant the world to us as fans, because obviously, let's not, I feel, I'm sorry, Dustin Johnson, I'm sorry, Brooke, but come on, all the fans, we want Tiger. We wanted Tiger. We don't want any of you guys to win. Come on now. Just the fact that he's able to unify the country, we're all able to get behind this guy. He's one of the most major icons in sports. What can I say? All right, Andrew. I think I said enough about Tiger Woods.
Okay, Sam.
Salute.
Salute day is right. Now, I got a new question for you.
New question.
This one comes from the fans who, this question I have right here on my phone. And the question for you is, did you remember Luke Walton getting fired by the LA Lakers only to immediately become the head coach of the Sacramento Kings? Did you hear about this one, Sam?
I had plenty about it, and I'm going to tell you because I'm just disgusted by it. You might want to get away because I might scream. I might lose it.
I like being on that side of the
I might lose it.
I like being on that side of the Sam rants and not on this side of the Sam. I'm gonna just head back. You do your thing, man.
I might just lose it, honestly, because from both sides, you're both doofuses. I hope you realize that. Lakers, you fired Luke Walton. It wasn't even his fault. Guess what? Let me give you a secret. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know Lakers organization. The reason why the Lakers failed this season. Absolutely nothing. You cannot blame anything on Luke Walton. I don't even want to hear it as a coach. Look, when LeBron was playing, they were 23-15 at Christmas, I'm pretty sure. They were the 3rd seed in the West. And, LeBron goes down and, they start losing a little bit. What do you expect, when you lose the greatest player on the planet? Also, then, Lonzo Ball gets injured. The trade rumors come up with Anthony Davis. Magic Johnson, by, freely advertising, being like, oh yeah, we can give up Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball. By giving up, by mortgaging the entire team, you make the team feel like it's not important anymore, Magic Johnson. And they don't play as hard. Why? If you're Kyle Kuzma, why do you want to play hard for an organization that would trade you like that? So they play less hard. They lose more games. That is why the Lakers had the ending record at what they had. That's why they didn't make the playoffs. Obviously, Lonzo Ball got injured, and he's crucial to that team. Another underrated player on that team. It doesn't always show in the stats for Lonzo Ball. He's the playmaker that he is, the defender that he is, the ability to speed up the pace was crucial for LeBron James. No offense to Rajon Rondo, you're an aging veteran and you like to pass the ball a lot. You like to turn over the ball a good amount. You're very turnover prone. And the loss of Lonzo Ball, LeBron getting injured, trying to rush back to come back to play from his groin injury because the team kept on losing. You cannot blame any of that on Luke Walton. Luke Walton was obviously scapegoated. I know Magic Johnson stepped down. I still wouldn't have fired Luke Walton. People were saying, yeah, LeBron James' choice of coach is not Luke Walton. Let me just tell you, I want to tell you guys a story because actually in the Miami Heat, the first season, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron James reportedly, when the first season of Miami Heat, when they were, it was in like their first couple of games, the beginning, part of the season, they went to Pat Riley, the president of the Miami Heat, and they said, look, we don't like Eric Spoelstra. We want you to get rid of Eric Spoelstra. I don't know if they explicitly said it, but it was it was hinted. It was strongly hinted. And you know what Pat Riley said? He said no. He said Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. I trust him. He is competent, and he could handle being the coach of the Miami Heat. I don't need to come back to coach because Eric Spoelstra is more than qualified for the job. That is a sign of a competent organization. An organization where it doesn't revolve around LeBron James, or Dwayne, the players, but with his own gut. Because when it comes to basketball decisions with personnel, you leave that to the management. You don't try and infer that with LeBron. No. So I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that sentiment that you get rid of the coach and give LeBron whoever he wants. Because that's how you get what happened in Cleveland with Tyrone Lue, and it becomes a dictatorship. And that's why no one wants to play with LeBron. You want to play for a stable organization. You want to play with strong management. That's why, LeBron went there in the first place, because Magic Johnson symbolized that strong presence in the Los Angeles Lakers. The fact that he stepped down and now Luke Walton's getting replaced, LeBron's going to get his choice of head coach. He's going to be involved in that decision. Let's not try and ignore that. I mean, it's going to become a dictatorship again. So I'm very upset that he got fired. And then for the Sacramento Kings, look, I know I'm supposed to be talking about Luke Walton becoming the Kings coach. Luke Walton might be a good coach for the Kings, but why is it even going to matter? Because the Kings can't even hold on to a coach. Vlad Divac, first off, if you're the owner, why are you signing Vlad Divac to a 4-year contract extension? You signed to a 4-year contract extension so we can just fire coach in, coach out, despite they do a good job. You fired Dave Quaker, who, brought the Kings to the 9th seed in the West. They were supposed to win like 25 games and they won about 39. They were predicted to win 25 games and they won 38-39, and you fired this dude. Did you know that's like the highest win percentage since 2006? That's more than a decade. That's 13 years. It's crazy the turnover that they have with coaches. I mean, they've had 5 coaches in the past 6 years. We look at previous coaches they've had. Let's talk about, a familiar guy, Mike Malone. Yes, if you guys forget who Mike Malone is the head coach for the Denver Nuggets right now. Yes, the Denver Nuggets, who overachieved this season, the number 2 team in the West with 54 wins. That is the Mike Malone that, Vlad Divac only gave a year. He only gave 1 year to make this Kings team good. And then let's not forget, that's the 2013-2014 season. The next season, the following season, they start off, they start off 9-6. Then DeMarcus Cousins gets injured. They lose some games. The GM, reports come out. The GM, the management, and the coach have a philosophical disagreement, so they don't get along. So he gets fired. Now we throw in the next coach. We got George Karl they hired. Who's George Karl? Who in the world is George Karl? 2013 Coach of the Year. He's actually 1 out of 9 coaches to win 1,000+ games. again, like a 4-time All-Star coach. He's coached 4 times in the All-Star game, and also, led this team to 33 wins that season that George Karl coached. This is the 2015-2016 season, which is actually the most wins since 2007, 2008. So another good coach. You guys tell me. I'm gonna let you guys fill in the blank. Kings get a good coach. What happens next? Fire. They fire him. Why do they fire him? Same excuse? Yes, indeed. Same excuse. Management and coaching staff have disagreement. Then now they bring in Dave Huerker, and we already know what happened with that. It's become apparently obvious that this Kings organization is incompetent. They are dysfunctional, and just when it's starting to look good for them, they have a great roster with Buddy Hield, De'Aaron Fox, and Marvin Bagley. Don't get me wrong, but with the owner and the GM there, they're never going to win. They're never going to win because they're so incompetent. They can't continue with the coach they have. There's a lack of continuity with the coaches, and that's what's wrong with the Sacramento Kings. Do I think that hiring Luke Walton do I think that Luke Walton's a bad coach? Not at all. But you got to keep who you have in there originally. You got to keep in Dave Huerker, who just led this team to 39 wins, the 9th seed. They were a playoff contender, and you fired him. So you know what's going to happen? I'll make a prediction. Luke Walton will be the coach for a year, and maybe he'll lead them to 40 wins or 42 wins, and he'll be fired because he'll have disagreements. It's a pattern. It's obviously a pattern with management disagreeing with the coach. Do you ever think, management, that if all these coaches are disagreeing with you, it's you? Obviously, Vlad Divac, you're power hungry. Let's just say that. You want to always be in power. I'm done. I'm done. No more. I have nothing else to say to you. All right, Andrew.
Okay, listen. Sam, buddy.
Don't you hate power hungry people, Andrew?
I do listen to the worst. Buddy, calm down. You know what, Sam? I'm back at the desk. How you doing? How you feeling now that I'm back at the desk? Feel better? You got that whole Luke Walton rant out of your system?
I think I have it.
We all agree Vlad Divac, power hungry?
Yeah, he's just
the worst.
He's just not there,
Not all there. But let's have another question. Something I think you'll get a little more excited about and less super angry, Sam. So what do you think about the playoffs, the NBA playoffs so far?
I like that, actually.
Yeah, you know what? I thought you would, buddy.
You're good.
I thought you would.
I feel like you're low-key giving me happy ones now because you don't want you see me yell. You don't like to see me angry.
Listen, man, I gotta throw you a couple softballs. You've had a really tough time. My guy, I'm gonna give you a couple softballs here.
Softballs. I'm more like golf, actually. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Listen, honestly, these playoffs have been really fun to watch. If you look, all these top tier teams, they're no sweeps. Every single matchup, there's a series. We look at the Toronto Raptors and the Orlando Magic, and who expected the Magic to win that first game? DJ Augustine went off. He had a game. I didn't even know who he was before that game, and he made a name for himself. Aaron Gordon, Nikola Vucevic both showed up, and when that team plays well together, they are a force. They don't have that perennial all-star. Like Philadelphia has, Toronto Raptors, they have that perennial all-star in Kawhi Leonard. He is their leader, and he is their all-star. And, day in and day out, he's going to go and, get his points. This Orlando Magic team, the way they play is they play together. Also, I think I need to, print out, and Andrew, after this, we gotta go I gotta print out a missing sign because I cannot seem to find Kyle Lowry. I mean, 0 points in game 1, 0. 0 points. Where are you, Kyle Lowry? This has been a trend in recent playoff history. Stop choking, Kyle Lowry. Stop choking. I feel like I'm getting angry again. I'm gonna relax a little bit because now, it's a series. It's 1-1. It's gonna be a fun game. Let's move on to another series I've been watching. OKC and Portland Trailblazers. This has also been disgusting because I wanted OKC to win. I have them going. As you can see in my bracket, I actually have them going OKC to the conference finals against Golden State. But the thing about them is they're a very streaky team. And it's weird because their defense is really what's lackadaisical, in this playoff run against Portland. And Portland's tearing them apart. Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum are having their way constantly. And OKC cannot do anything about it. Paul George does not look 100%. He had, I know he had an elbow problem because he couldn't shoot. I remember game 1, he went, I don't even know, 2 for 11, 2 for 12. It was such a disgusting performance from him. Because if OKC wants to have a chance to win, they need top performances from Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Also, I want to give a shout out to Enes Kanter because he was huge in that first win against OKC. He poured in like 30. What he had like 20. He had points in like 25 points and 10 rebounds. It was something like that. That was a great performance because he was dropped by the Knicks. Us Knicks fans, and he wasn't treated properly there. I'm sorry, Enes Kanter, you deal with our dysfunctional organization. I'm hoping you're enjoying your time in Portland. I'm happy for Portland because I feel like they're all always underrated, underappreciated. They obviously, before winning that first playoff game, they were on a 10-game skid. They had a 10-game losing streak in the NBA playoffs. So to see them come back on track against OKC is nice. But at the same time, I really was hoping for OKC to just, play hard because I feel like, in my opinion, OKC might be one of the biggest threats to the Golden State Warriors. So I really want to see them advance. Look, the series isn't over yet. I know Portland's up 2-0. All OKC needs is one game. They need to get back on the right track because OKC's a streaky team. They're inconsistent, which is bad, but at the same time, when they're hot, they are absolutely hot, and no one can, when they're on fire, no one can extinguish them. So they get one win, and they can win 4 more right there, like that. Look, I originally had OKC in 6 games. I'm gonna move it to 7 games. I still think OKC wins. I think it's gonna be a 7-game series for that. That'll be fun to watch. Let's go to another one. Not the Knicks, but another New York team, the Brooklyn Nets. And yes, Brooklyn, we go hard. Brooklyn, we go hard because they are going hard. And a lot of people were sleeping on them. I sure wasn't because I've seen what they've been doing all season. Shout out to Kenny Atkinson to be, get this team playing like an actual legitimate squad. You have D'Angelo Russell obviously at the helm of it. And obviously he got traded from the Los Angeles Lakers, and that lit a fuel. He was just dying to, prove to everyone that he could play hard. Because Magic Johnson saying he's not a leader, and just in Brooklyn, he's been nothing but a leader, and he's been cooking too. And then you have, the entire team plays well together. You have Jared Allen, who's that rim protector. You have Joe Harris knocking down 3 after 3. You have Spencer Dinwiddie, also, the guard with D'Angelo Russell. They're a dynamic duo too. You can't sleep on them. This Brooklyn team, you can't sleep on. Look. The Philadelphia 76ers, I still have them to win. I know Philadelphia got their, they got the, game 2, they had the 51-point, third quarter. It was cool. Ben Simmons, you finally showed up. So, let's give an applause to you. You finally showed up. But look, it was only 1 quarter. I don't want to hear you saying, I don't want to hear people saying, oh, they're back. Because look, play consistently. I feel like Philadelphia, you have the same problem as OKC, where you take, sometimes you play well, sometimes you don't. I want to see you guys play on a consistent basis. Once you guys play consistently, then you guys can become a legitimate contender in the East. I have you guys being a legitimate contender in a couple of years from now. I think you guys are too young. I think Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, you need more experience. Obviously, Jimmy Butler's been huge for you guys. You won Game 1. You didn't win Game 1, but you were close. You had a shot at winning Game 1 thanks to Jimmy Butler. And now let's go to this Clippers and Warriors game because I'm really enjoying the Clippers and Warriors. Excuse my water break. What I love about the Los Angeles Clippers is they don't have, Kevin Durant. They don't have any, perennial all-stars. I know Golden State, you have 4. You have 4 all-stars, okay? You got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, you have 5, fine. Yeah, I'll be nice. I'll be generous. You have 2, I'll say you have 2 superstars in Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. You have 2 stars and Klay and Draymond Green, and then you have a star in DeMarcus Cousins. The Los Angeles Clippers, their star is the bench player. You're losing to the 6th man of the year, the person who comes off the bench. What I love about the Los Angeles Clippers, if I'm getting anything from this series, is the Warriors are not tough. You're soft. You guys are punks. The Los Angeles Clippers are a tough-minded team. Patrick Beverley, come on, Kevin Durant. What's the matter with you? You're getting locked down by Patrick Beverley. In fact, the entire Golden State team is getting locked down by Patrick Beverley. No one can seem to score on Patrick Beverley. And that's really, Patrick Beverley, hustle and energy. It's really, rubbing off on the Los Angeles Clippers other Clippers players as well. And Lou Williams, because, look at game 2. They were down 31. And, the game looked over. But the Clippers' resilience, they came back, and they were able to pull out Game 2 in Oracle Arena, and that was just crazy because I did not think they had any shot coming back. People watching saw the Warriors, up the number 1 seed. They're like, okay, they're winning by 31. This game's over. The series is over. They said, Lou Williams said, Pat Beverly said, Doc Rivers said, hold on, wait a minute. You thought I was finished? And then they came in. Lou Williams, had a monstrous game. 36 points, shooting 13 from 22 from the, field with 11 assists. And he pulls that Clippers team and he gets them back in the game and they win at the end. And that was just one of my favorite playoff games so far because it looked like such a runaway game and he just came back. And it was a movie. It was a movie. And it was so fun to see just the faces on the Golden State Warriors. You hate the Warriors like I do. Oh, it was a rewarding experience. I'll say that. Another thing I think about is like this Clippers team. It's like an advertisement to Kawhi Leonard. The fact that you win a playoff game against the Golden State Warriors. Kawhi Leonard, I'm knocking on your door because we just won a playoff game against Golden State. You can come join us, and now you can be the helm of this team. Obviously, the Los Angeles Clippers are looking more competent as an organization as time moves on. Jerry West is a genius, and, acquiring Zubac from the Los Angeles Lakers for barely nothing, for, a bag of pebbles. Lou Williams, you have Pat Beverly. These guys all play hard. Kawhi, don't you want to be a part of that culture? You could be the number one star here, and you can live in Los Angeles, too. And it's your Los Angeles team. So this coming free agency, you might have to make a decision. Los Angeles Clippers or the Toronto Raptors, who choked in Game 1. I know they won Game 2, but I don't know if you want your other best player on the Toronto Raptors and Kyle Lowry, who consistently doesn't show up in the playoffs. That's all I got for the NBA playoffs. I can't wait to continue the watching. I really hope OKC's able to come back. Obviously Houston, James Harden's been cooking. Milwaukee, it's been a runaway because look, I've said this for Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo. What's gonna happen is look. Obviously, Milwaukee's a superior team than Detroit as it is, but just the matchup itself is terrible because what happens is Detroit's best weapon is Andre Drummond. And he's an interior defender. That's his master skill. And when you have Brook Lopez on Milwaukee, who spaces out the floor and can knock down threes, easily, that pulls Andre Drummond away from the paint. And then you force Andre Drummond to defend him on the perimeter. And now players like Giannis Antetokounmpo can drive to the rim. So it's just a bad matchup in general. This is going to be a sweep, and it's going to be it's really this one's sad to watch, but because I feel bad for Detroit. But I'm also hyped to see Giannis in the second round of the NBA playoffs. I can't wait.
Okay, Sam. This is the fourth and probably final question. What's the final question for this episode? We got just enough time. So, listen, you talked a lot about the NBA playoffs. You talked about the Warriors. I know you're not a big Warriors fan, as you clearly told everybody. So, what do you think about the whole DeMarcus Cousins situation? Do they really need him on that team?
Yeah, because obviously DeMarcus Cousins got injured, so he's not longer in the NBA playoffs. Okay, let me ask you a question, Andrew, okay? So,
okay.
You're going, you're getting a new car. So you're going to the car dealership. You can get a Ferrari, you get a Ferrari, or you can get a Honda. Which one do you want? Which one do you choose? Which one do you want?
I'm probably saying I'm going to get a Ferrari.
You don't want the Ferrari. Do you need a Ferrari?
Nah, I don't need a Ferrari.
Okay, then. Case closed. I mean, because listen, the Golden State Warriors they have more than enough to win. They have more than enough to win. We've seen it in the past couple seasons. So they don't need DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins is like a nice, Ferrari, or maybe even in that case, maybe like a nice accessory. A little cute accessory for the car.
It's a little keychain. It's a little decal for the car.
Exactly.
Okay. For the car that is the Warriors team.
Exactly.
I see you.
Because look. This Warriors team, the real question should be, this segment, I don't even like this segment at all. We should, get rid of this segment. We should abominate it, just abolish it. Because, look, the real question should be, do the Warriors need Kevin Durant? I like that one. That's a little more reasonable, Do the Warriors need Kevin Durant? And the answer to that one is no. When you have Stephen Curry, who was a two-time MVP, shoots the lights out, can shoot virtually anywhere on the court. And then you have Klay Thompson, the 3-and-D player, the guy, the sniper, who can make shots anywhere. And then you have Draymond Green, that defensive presence. Yes, I know Draymond Green's been getting a lot of hate. I know he shoots with a backpack on, and I know he looks like Donkey from Shrek. But the bottom line is, Draymond Green is huge for that, Warriors defense. And I know the Warriors defense has been great this year, but imagine if you don't have Draymond Green, that Warriors defense gets a ton worse. Again, Steph Curry is the engine for that team. We looked in this regular season, in the beginning of the season, Steph Curry got injured. Even Kevin Durant was there. And guess what? That team was losing constantly. I mean, they lost to the Toronto Raptors without Kawhi Leonard. We've seen moments where Curry, Clay and Draymond are playing, Durant's hurt, and then that team wins. So obviously we know Curry, you need Curry to win. The Warriors need Curry to win. Klay Thompson and Draymond Green are also very nice to have. Kevin Durant, you don't need. This Warriors team without Kevin Durant during the 2015-2016 NBA season went on to win 73 games. They were 73-9. That was an NBA record. And they, not to mention, they were also one Draymond Green suspension away from winning, from repeating that year and winning in 2016. Look, could the Warriors have deliberately planned that out and lost that game so it would be an excuse for Kevin Durant to come? That's a conspiracy theory I might have, Because look, if the Warriors win that game, if they repeat in 2016, then why would Kevin Durant go there in the first place? So maybe they lose. Maybe they try, but they lose that game on purpose the last game, and then they lure Kevin Durant over. I'm most suspicious. I know it's a hot take. So that's a hot take. But listen. I mean, I have my fair share of conspiracy theories. Okay, now you add KD. So I already established you don't even need KD. So the fact that do you need DeMarcus Cousins? I mean, what kind of question is that? Look. We look at the team before DeMarcus Cousins even joined, and this team with KD, they won the last 2 championships at ease. They went 16-1, in the postseason for the 2017, title. Next season, in the postseason, they go 16-5 for the 2018 title. In total, for the total postseason games with this team, before DeMarcus Cousins even came, they went 32-6. 32 games they won, 6 games they lost. Only lost 6 games out of 8 playoff matchups over the last 2 last postseasons. Let's not even account that 3 of those losses came from the Houston Rockets. So you subtract those 3 losses, the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant without DeMarcus Cousins, they've only lost 3 games during the last 2 postseasons without DeMarcus Cousins. That's mind-boggling to me. So I think that answers your question right there. Let's not forget there's also a lot of controversy over the DeMarcus Cousins even being good for that team. There's a lot of statistics. There's a lot of evidence saying that DeMarcus Cousins is not good for that team. He's not a good fit. Look, I'm not saying DeMarcus Cousins is not an all-star. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm not saying he's not one of the premier centers in the league. But for this Golden State team, he might not be the best fit. The Golden State Warriors, they play with a lot of versatility. The beauty of this team defensively is that they're able to switch. If other teams like the Houston Rockets try and do pick and roll on them, you have Klay Thompson, you have Andre Iguodala, and Draymond Green who could switch and defend a lot of positions on the other opposing team. You have DeMarcus Cousins in that, you put him in that Hamptons lineup. You replace him with, Zaza. You replace him with JaVale McGee. Or, in the Hamptons lineup, you replace him with Andre Iguodala. Guess what? The Houston Rockets, they'll try and do pick and roll, and then they'll isolate DeMarcus Cousins. And listen, you don't want DeMarcus Cousins, guarding other opponents, on the perimeter, because DeMarcus Cousins, no offense, you're not a good perimeter, defender. You're simply not. And, teams are taking advantage of that since DeMarcus Cousins has played for the Golden State Warriors. They're actually currently giving up 119 points, per 100 possessions, when he's on the floor. So you could argue that DeMarcus Cousins is a defensive liability and isn't actually good for the Golden State Warriors. So in a way, you could actually think about this and say, it could be a blessing that DeMarcus Cousins is injured because he's not playing. Obviously we don't wish injuries on players, but for the sake of actually being on the floor, this actually might be a blessing in disguise because he's not good for that team defensively. Look, also obviously DeMarcus Cousins, I love the dude, but you have his anger problems. Golden State has enough distractions with Kevin Durant. We don't know where Kevin Durant's going to wind up, and now DeMarcus Cousins, he's an attitude guy also. Especially known to pick up tons of technical fouls. So I don't know how great a fit it is. Also, let's not forget that the Warriors picked up Andrew Bogut from free agency. Now that's the guy you want as your starting center on the Golden State Warriors. I mean, he's a great defensive, defensive spark, and he was crucial for the Golden State Warriors. The first year in 2015, and you could argue, obviously Draymond Green got suspended, for a game, in the 2016 finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you could say that's why they lost. But you could also say a reason why they lost in 2016 was because they didn't have Andrew Bogut. They didn't have that interior presence that Andrew Bogut has. That, just the intimidation factor that he poses for the opposing team. And I really feel like Andrew Bogut, is going to benefit the Warriors because you have Andrew Bogut back. He knows his role. The offense can come through Steph Curry once again and Kevin Durant. You don't have to worry about feeding DeMarcus Cousins. You have the defense is going to slowly but surely come back because that's something that's been lacking this season. Despite even though in other seasons the defense was there. So once you get Andrew Bogut back, you lose DeMarcus Cousins. The defense is going to come back, and I think this actually makes the Warriors better. So do the Warriors need DeMarcus Cousins? I don't think so. All right, guys. So thanks for watching, and I guess I'm signing off.
Hold on a minute, Sam. You were really gonna do this Ballaholics send-off at my premiere show without me? You were gonna do a send-off without me?
I was making sure you were listening.
Not a chance.
I was.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, all of you. My name is Andrew. This is Sam. This is Ballaholics, the show for those in the Binghamton University community who simply cannot get enough about basketball. Thank you for watching. Sam, you got anything else?